me just start the stream then, if we're going to jump in, going to jump straight in. So, welcome to Let's Talk About It. And, yeah, your job is, for now, just to try and guess where we are. Okay. So, I've just done a little scroll around. I hope you can see where we are. If you can't see your surrounds, let me know. I'll give you the stream link. Okay. So, describe what you can see around you. Okay. Let's do a bit of warm up.
Can you hear me? I guess yes.
Yeah,
So we are
Go
just
ahead. Go ahead, Monique.
okay. It seems that we are no, it seems no. We are actually on the sidewalk, and there is a road next to us, and I can see like a commercial place, and in front next to us there is it seems like a mall. There is a mall. Just
Yeah, mall is very American. What might we call it in the UK?
yeah, I know. The other word is how do you say it in British English? I forgot. Center. I forgot. There are some
Can anybody
cars
help
and people walking.
out with that?
Uh,
Just to help you out, Monique. Anybody able to help Monique out with the British equivalent of mall?
Shopping
Mall.
center.
Yay! That's it. Good.
Yeah, I told you I'm still waking, so let me
You're doing really
let me
well. Well
connect
done.
all my things.
You're doing good. You're doing good. Well done.
Like a main street. Looks like a main street.
Yeah, Main Street, High Street, Main Street. Now we say sort of like city centre. Any idea what Americans call the city centre?
Town. No?
Downtown. Yeah, downtown.
Downtown.
That's it. You're stuck in the fog. Okay, Marco. Let me see if I can, without crashing my computer, give you the link to the stream. Hang on a second. Let me go to YouTube. This will be a test to see if it is streaming for starters. I think it is, but it's always a bit like, ooh, I wonder what's happening today. Okay, so I'm in the channel, go to videos and live streaming. Oh, my tummy's rumbling. I haven't had any lunch yet. Okay, so I got the stream for you. Marco, you can watch it there. Okay. Yeah, it's not always possible. I mean, it's happened to me. It's very frustrating. We're describing what you can see, and all Marco can probably see is white walls. It's like, what? So, Marco, if you can trust your bandwidth, give a go just to have a look at the YouTube streaming. Okay. Let me close that down before I crash my own computer. Okay.
Okay. Graffiti on the wall.
Yeah, there is. Well done, well spotted. Lots of graffiti. Lots of graffiti. Let me sort of go out a little bit for you so you can see. Oh, it's very difficult to not to go out too far, so I actually fall off the edge of the wall. So what else can you see, Marco and Monique?
Can I call that an alley? That street?
Yeah, an alley. Yeah. At night, we'd
Okay.
call it a dark alley, and then it would become spooky.
Uh-huh.
A lot of white colored cars. 3 color cars.
Yeah, cream coloured, white. Yeah, you're right. Maybe because it's the
White,
sun.
white,
Yeah,
white.
you're right. I've not
Yeah.
noticed that. I've not noticed that. Lots of
Because they
white
are
cars.
cheaper. White color
What do
usually
you mean
cheaper.
cheaper? What do you mean cheaper? They
Um,
cheap more?
because of the color, cheaper,
Cheaper,
yes,
thank
cheaper.
you.
Yes.
I knew what you meant,
Yeah.
but
So,
sorry.
And a lot of stores.
Yes, lots of stores if you're an American.
Shops.
Shops, thank you.
air condition on the first floor.
Yep, that's true too.
Ju-
That's very true.
So it could be a hot place. Are we still in Australia?
Yeah, we are. And we've been to this place before already.
Mm.
But we sit on the street, on the intersection, no?
Yeah, well, it's difficult to get inside places because a lot of it's one of those copyright things. Google allows you to use the Street View stuff because they've taken it and they've kind of made it not freely available, but you can use it for this kind of thing. Unfortunately, other places aren't so generous, and people who've taken photographs within areas tend to make them, oh, it's my photograph, you can't have it. So when there are I mean, it's worth going on to Google Maps if you want to explore the world and get an idea of inside places, because there are lots of 3D surround photos in some of the major places in the world. It's amazing. Unfortunately, I can't share them because it doesn't allow, the sharing capability isn't there. So I did try. I found some really interesting shops we could have sat in, but yeah, I had to give up in the end and just accept we weren't going to be able to.
Oh, Lynn, why we didn't sit in the shade? Sun is too strong.
Because I can't be bothered to move all the chairs every time I. And I'm a Brit person. I'm British, you know. It's really difficult for me to get any sunshine. So I want sunshine. Okay.
Oh, okay. But it's
That's
too
why we
strong
always
with
go.
Australia.
Well, that's why we're always pink.
Need to warm up before.
Well, that's why we're always pink when we go in the sun. We just sit in the sun because we can't possibly get it. You know, we just have to sit in the sun because we're not sure when the sun's going to be back.
Yes.
Okay, so there are lots of pedestrians, yeah, lots of pedestrians walking on the pavements, yeah. April's gone walkabout. She looks tiny.
Yeah, really
Don't
tiny.
fall off the edge of the world, April. Don't fall off the edge of the world. It is possible to do that, remember. You can come a cropper here.
Oh, April looked like little ant in comparison with this.
Does, yeah. That's really funny, actually. Bear with me a second. Still haven't found my text for today. We might have to wing it today. Okay, so can you remember what we were talking about last week?
Yeah, last week we were talking about the rivalry between Melbourne and Sydney,
That's right, yeah.
and also we saw a promotional video of Melbourne,
Yeah, that really
and
weird video with
weird.
the wall. Oh my goodness.
And also we talked about the capital, Canberra, and why
So
they or
where
this
might we be
came
today? Where might we be
capital.
today?
Okay, so
Yeah. So, what? How did Canberra become the capital? Can you remember?
because they couldn't decide. This rivalry was too strong, and they couldn't decide who will be, which city will be, the capital, and so they decided to uh, declare Canberra as a capital.
Exactly. They basically made a sort of pact, a compromise. Sydney and Melbourne couldn't. Oh, tough guy wants to join us. Okay. We're always up here unless I tell you otherwise, remember. Always in the skybox. Yeah?
uh, okay, skybox is this one.
Okay. So Melbourne or Sydney couldn't agree to one or the other becoming the capital. And so they reached a compromise. Remember when we were talking on the drama session? Yeah, we were saying reaching a compromise. Compromising is really important. We just have to learn to compromise in life. And so the compromise was that Melbourne would be the temporary capital and a new capital city would be built between them. Okay, within New South Wales, but at least 100 miles away from Sydney. This is how important it was seen to be. Hi, tough guy. Nice to see you. So do you, now there is a problem though. There is a problem. Why might this be a problem?
Could you repeat, Lynn? What
Well, this
could
is a
be
compromise city, okay, and
Canberra?
yeah, Canberra's a compromise city. It wasn't ever meant to be the capital, but they chose it because they couldn't agree on maybe a better choice. Maybe which do you think would have been? Do you think Canberra's a good capital city?
I don't know.
Well,
Maybe it's
unfortunately,
not as
let me give you a quote. Here. Oh, hang on. Let me just close Tough Guy down a second. So, Monique, read this one out.
okay. Professor CP Fritz Gerald, a good place to work. Sorry, a good place to work in, but not to retire in.
Yeah. A good place to work, but not a good place to retire. Why might he say that? Do you know what sort of thing?
Because in retirement you probably want to enjoy, not to, maybe it's uh, crowded city, like uh, I think that in pension, in retirement, you want to enjoy, to settle yourself maybe in some uh, not peaceful, I don't know how to go, maybe more quiet place
A
than
slightly quieter
in.
place. Maybe you think it's too busy, too much of a metropolis, yeah? Have you ever heard of this description of Canberra? A city without a soul. A city with no soul. What do you think it means if a city has no soul?
Mm.
Just work and work. No, nothing
Yeah.
special.
I mean, they
Mm.
built it specially, purposefully, as a capital city. So they built it for commuting, they built it for working in offices, the National Parliament, of course, the federal building. Um, and it was designed by it was designed from the bottom up. Not many capital cities have done that, but some have. Tokyo, yeah, shiny, that's right. So it's got its issues. It really has. Fairly or unfairly, who knows? But yeah, a lot of people don't like, and including Australians, do not like Canberra. Okay. And visitors hate it. Go on to TripAdvisor. Not a cosy place, no.
So maybe it's because it's not a place with an identity. When you feel
Yeah.
that they have something else,
Have you
behind
ever
there's a
been
backstory.
Yeah, have you ever been to a place like that? Have you ever lived in a place where you feel, oh, this place has got no soul?
No, I don't think so.
I
Yeah.
did when we first moved to Germany. We moved out to, I won't name the place because I don't want to upset anybody, but hubby loved it. I just said, there's no centre, there's no soul, there's no feeling of, people being, it was like a little commuter area. And the place I'm living in now is, again, it's not perfect, but at least it's got a centre where people congregate and go and events are held. This place had not, it was like a one street town. German style, but still one street and then little houses on each side, sort of springing out into the countryside as people moved in, and it was just cold and feeling. And I get feelings for places. Anybody else? Anybody lived in New City? Not. What do you mean, April? You mean new cities don't have a soul, or?
Now we were talking about Tokyo. Shani said that it is a cold city or without soul, but I think Tokyo has has souls because it is it has a lot of old temples where it is different than new cities. New cities, which is just built after the in the 20th century, it is less so for me than cities like Rome, for example, where there is Colosseum, where there is a lot of historical buildings. Then it has soul. That kind of cities, not only about people who only work there or don't work, but it's with the city itself, the what you can see, what you can feel, that gives me soul.
Oh, you've got soul. You've got soul, April. But that makes me feel as if it has a soul, okay? I mean, if sitting here, to be honest, I can see why people complain about it. And having had a little virtual wander round, of course, you can't really get a feel for a place by wandering around Google Maps, but it would have been a bit expensive for me to travel there and make my own judgment. So, has anybody else experienced a city that you just feel uncomfortable in, that you feel is just hasn't got anything to offer you? As a human being, just stripped of their humanity. Yeah, no? No? Oh, you are lucky. Wow. Loads of times it's happened to me. Usually when I've been really looking forward to going somewhere, and then you get there and it's just like, oh my goodness. It's just, I went to one place with a friend when I was finishing university, and we went to Tunisia. Now Tunisia's lovely, but we ended up sadly in the place where the terror attack took place. But it had been built especially for tourists. This area, Porto something or other, and I was like, oh no, this isn't how I imagined it to be. Everything was too new and shiny, and sorry, shiny, but there was no soul. It was just built for tourists, and it was meant to look, sort of Tunisian, but you could tell everything was so clean and it just didn't feel right. I enjoyed the sea and the beach, but I guess that was there before they built these. It was all hotels and fake shops, and it was a very fake place, I have to say, just to make tourists feel comfortable. But I didn't really. I was there to revise before my exam, so it didn't matter that much. But I didn't feel I'd got a taste of Tunisia at all. Serves me right for being such a... Yeah, exactly. It was like a Disney Tunisia. Disneysia. And that's happening more in the world. That's, these... you go on holiday and you stay in resorts and you don't leave the resort. Because if you leave the resort, you might not like what you see. So they build this idea of what you might be expecting. So you won't be disappointed, but is it worth it? And Canberra's a bit like that. It was built as the idea of a capital. Okay. Now, they didn't initially called it Canberra. Any ideas what names they first came up with? They had some different ideas of names. No? Nah?
Nah.
Nah. What would you call it? If you got the chance to build a brand new capital city for your country or for Australia, yeah, for where you live or where you were born or for Australia, what might you call it? Use your imaginations. What would you like to see a capital city called? Not nah. Moneyland. Oh, I like it, Monique.
Yeah. It's my land. Why not?
Okay. That sounds like the name of a country, to be honest, rather than... So you got the country Moneyland. What would be the name of your capital?
Mm-hmm.
Andrea. Okay, so welcome to Moneyland.
That's my
Capital
that's my
Andrea.
second name.
Oh, it's your middle name. Okay. One of
Well,
your
let's
middle
use it.
names. Yeah, okay. I didn't know that, so... Aren't you glad I didn't know that? I always think
I
it's
don't
nice
use
when I
that
don't
name.
know stuff about people.
I don't use it, so yeah.
No,
That's for
it's good.
decorations purposes.
Yeah, I'm the same with my middle names. I never use them unless somebody actually asks me, have you got any middle names? That's the only time I ever say it. So, April, Tough Guy, Shiny, Rima, name of a capital city, name it anything you want. Maiko. Why Maiko, Rima?
My contribution.
Ah, excellent. Matahari. April, very mysterious. Why Matahari?
Matahari means sun. So, but if you say sun city, no, that is
I
not
think that's already taken in
really.
South Africa. There's this, again, it's one of those fake places that was built. Sun City, I think, is like a resort for gambling and for casinos. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that, but I can remember a song. Don't go playing in Sun City when it was still apartheid. So I think that's already taken. I didn't know Matahari meant sun. You know, it's the name of a spy, a very famous spy. Yeah.
Yeah, I know that.
Okay. That's why I was like mysterious. Tough Guy, the capital. Slightly lacking
So
in
original.
imagination, but you might annoy all the other capital cities out there. You'd be the capital. All the other ones are just other capitals then. A lot of capital cities are named after the name of the country nowadays, which again I think is a little cheaty. Shiny, any ideas what you'd like to say? Nice is already taken. Oh, nice. Right.
Sorry,
Okay.
Lynn, but
Yep.
okay.
Carry on, Rima.
Because April gave me one idea, Matahari, but why they uh, gave the name for the Sun newspaper Sun? Because British carve for the sun, or
I
what
don't
could be a
know.
reason?
I wouldn't want to look into that too much because I can't stand that. I'm not a Scouser, but I do believe in the song "Scousers Never Buy the Sun." So I wouldn't like to look into its history of why they called it that. I guess because the sun comes up in the morning and it was a morning paper, maybe. Don't know. Or they like to think they shine a light onto things, maybe, but I don't know. And they don't. They just, not even. I object to it being called a newspaper. To be honest, because it's not. It's just tittle tattle. Anyhow, I've decided I'm going to
Is
call
that-
my capital city Grammatica. Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you want to bother us?
You don't like?
Really?
You've got a problem with that, have you, Monique?
I can't believe it.
Grammatica. I like it. It's kind of got some gravitas to it. Grammatica. Don't you dare put an apostrophe in the wrong place in my city signage. I'm joking, by the way. Yeah, please do take this as a joke. Okay, so here's some of the names that were suggested by the different suggestions that were put forward. I mean, it was like one of those TV shows where, I don't know, there's a baby kangaroo born at a zoo and people are asked to send their entries in to name the baby. Yeah, does that happen in your countries? Happens a lot. Or a new Blue Peter puppy. Yeah, name the new Blue Peter kitten or puppy. Why not kangaroo then? Me?
Now as the name of the capital city.
Well, you've got
As
to
the capital.
understand they have a difficult relationship with kangaroos in Australia and almost seen as pests. Big rats, I've heard them called, even though they were there before the humans, before the influx of Europeans anyway. Of course, the Aborigines were there before them, but I don't know which came first, the kangaroo or the Aborigine. I don't know, but they've been there longer than most people, for sure, but they're still considered a pest. So, Rouville, maybe. Rouville. Well, you'll be some weird ideas that were put forward. So, Tough Guy, could you read the first three, please?
Yes. Olympus, Andrewscott, Paradise, Captain City,
Yep,
Captain
okay,
Cook.
yep, stop.
Yeah.
First three.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
first,
Olympus.
I thought first three lines.
Oh, no, first three ideas. There were only one line. Okay, so Olympus. Why Olympus? Why would anybody want to call Olympus, a capital city, Olympus?
Like in heaven?
Yeah, it's the Greek heaven, isn't it? The top of Mount Olympus was where the gods resided, eating ambrosia, yeah? Engiscott, no idea. Sounds weird, I don't know, it sounds like one of these conferences for engineers. Come to Engiscott. Paradise, again, heaven. They obviously wanted to pretend that they were in heaven. April,
Out of the world. Out of that world.
yeah, just strange thing to call your capital, I think. April, could you read the next three, please?
Okay. Caucus City, Captain Cook, Shakespeare. None of them is good enough.
No. Well, caucus. Any idea what caucus means? It has actually got a meaning.
Is that white people? Oh,
Well, it is used for Caucasian. That's Caucasian. But actually, a caucus is a meeting, a political meeting. Okay, especially when so Caucus City would be like, oh, it's going to be the capital of Australia, and the federal buildings will be there. Let's call it Caucus City. Okay, so it's sort of a political word. Caucasian is what you're thinking about. And we've got the Caucasus somewhere in the world. I think in Russia is the Caucasus. Okay, but caucus itself is just a name for a political meeting. Okay. Grain. I'm not sure. Oh, is that? Oh, that's couscous. Couscous, Shiny. Ah, you guys really have to make my brain work so hard sometimes. I was thinking, what do you mean caucus grain? I suddenly realised couscous. Couscous. That would be a good name for a capital city, wouldn't it? Couscous. And every citizen could have a plate of couscous a day for free. There you go. Captain Cook. Why would you want to call an Australian city Captain Cook?
I don't want, but maybe because he was there. He found Australia, and
Well,
yeah,
he was
Easter
the
Island
first
too.
European visitor to Australia, yeah. He discovered it for the UK. He was a British explorer, and and they, you know, it always makes me laugh when somebody said Captain Cook discovered Australia. Well, no, actually, he just fell across it, and there were already people there. So, what are you talking about? But anyhow, he came to a very sticky end, Captain Cook. But he was able to complete a big gap in the map of the world for Europe, definitely. Okay. But that would have been a very contentious name, Captain Cook. Why? Sounds like Peter Pan. That's Captain Hook. Well, the reason it would be contentious is because of what happened to the native population once European settlers arrived and the British arrived, and it was a slaughter, truly. So probably not a good idea to name the capital city that. Shakespeare? Why on earth Shakespeare? Not very Australian, really. I don't think. I mean, Shakespeare didn't even know Australia existed when he was writing his plays. So that's a very British. That's somebody who likes the Queen. I think that's a sort of royalist kind of suggestion, I would say. Rima, sorry, Monique. Could you read the next two?
I know. Okay. Kangaroo, I don't know. And Sidmilatper. Ho? No idea. Lynn. That's
I'm
me.
so sorry.
That's me.
Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, Lynn.
I'm sorry, Monique. Okay, so the first one I would pronounce it kangareemu. Kangareemu. Why? Why would you call it kangareemu? Yeah, but it's more than it's a double. It's a sort of amalgamation of two words. Which two words? Kangareemu.
Kangaroo.
Okay, so you all know what a kangaroo
Kangaroo
is.
and emu. Emu is also.
Yes,
emu.
emu. That's right. Does anybody here not know what an emu is? Not a wool brand, no. Might be, but that's not what I'm thinking of. An emu rather than emu. It is a kind of bird, yes. So it's like a scaled down version of the ostrich, actually, when you look at them. It's like a smaller cousin to the ostrich. And kangaroo, of course. Quite often kangaroos are shortened to kanga or to roo. Okay. I hit a roo on the way home yesterday. And kanga was, of course, another shortened form. But emu, couldn't short that really, it would be eem. And it's a bird that looks a little bit like an ostrich, native to Australia, of course. So, naming the capital city after the flora and fauna of the country, that's not a bad idea, but it didn't get past. And the other one, okay, let's see if I can do this. Sidmelad Pero. Sidmelad Pero. Why might they want to use that as a Sidmelad Pero?
Oh, Sydney,
Yeah?
Melbourne.
Yeah?
There is Perth, I
Well, think of it.
suppose.
So you got. Okay, let's split it into. Okay, Sydney, Melbourne. Any ideas? It's quite clever when you think of it. Adelaide, yeah, well done. Perth,
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 Perth, yes. Yeah,
and
they said it's
Hull.
Serbian.
Oh,
It's not original at all. Just to put all the first two syllables. But yeah.
I kind of liked it. We've got Holborn as well. Hobart, I mean, sorry, yeah, thank you. Why am I saying Holborn? We've got Hobart as well. So it is just taking the first few letters of lots of the largest cities in Australia and putting it together. I thought that was quite clever, but really difficult to pronounce.
Clever.
Yeah, well, you didn't get it.
It is the most, I mean, it's the basic thing that we always do if we want to make a new name. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's,
that's good
it's
though.
old-fashioned.
It might have actually kept Australians a bit more happy about the name of the city. Okay. And Rima, the last two names, please.
Eucalypta and Mayola.
Okay, Eucalypta.
Eucalypt.
So why Eucalypta?
Because probably of eucalyptus.
That's it, yeah. Yeah. Eucalyptus, which is what? A bird? An animal?
Plant.
It's a plant, yeah. And who eats eucalyptus?
Is for fresh breath.
Yeah.
It's good for fresh.
You often find it
It,
in cough sweets and stuff, don't you?
Usually in tooth paste.
Yep.
Like between among ingredients.
Yeah, that's right. We often call it a breath freshener. Okay, it freshens your breath. But there's an animal in Australia that eats eucalyptus reed. Ah, you heard bread, no breath. Not to freshen bread. Oh, eucalyptus flavoured bread. No, I don't think I would recommend that one. We're going to be talking about bread in a bit, actually, as a flavouring, but not today. Not in this session. Okay, breath freshener, not bread. Bread, breath. I heard it right, Rima, so they need to wash their ears out.
That's why I opened my eyes, because bread?
Bread?
Oh my God.
But what animal eats eucalyptus in Australia? What Australian animal eats eucalyptus leaves?
Koala.
Yeah, the koala. It's one of those animals that only eats one particular thing. Do you know what pandas eat?
Bamboo.
Bamboo, yeah. And it's a bit of an issue with animals when they decide to only eat one thing. It's not a good thing for your chances of survival. And yeah, that's why we've been so successful, because we'll eat pretty much anything. Very good. Well done. Okay, so all those names failed and it became Canberra. Now, Canberra...
But we didn't discuss about Milo.
Oh, sorry. Myola is just, as far as I know, remember, I'm not a geography teacher, as far as I know, it's just another place name on the coast. There's a place called Myola. Now, it might also be a person, but that one was refused because it sounded like an anagram of O'Malley. Okay, and the federal that one of the famous politicians in Australia was called King O'Malley. Okay, so they thought, oh no, we're not having that because that's just them trying to get his name in as a through the back door, so to speak. It nearly won that one. That was the closest. Now, Canberra. Does Canberra mean anything to you?
Can't bear.
Can't bear it.
Can't
Yeah.
stand. Can't stand.
You're getting the idea. Well, it's actually quite nice in a way. Canberra, it's said to derive from Aboriginal, the Ungunawal tribe, Ungunawal, which is one of the indigenous languages for meeting place, okay, which is Canberra, okay. So they're saying, people say, again, disputed. Some people say it is, some people say it isn't, and they're saying that it's taken from the Aboriginal for meeting place, okay. I'm not sure what you mean, April. What do you mean, Camma? You're very quiet today, April. Are you okay? Have you got mic?
Maybe it is from the word kamer. That means room. Kamer.
Possibly, yeah. Maybe if you were looking at a more sort of a European link, possibly, yeah. Chamber. But then it is Canberra rather than Camera. Okay. Okay, but for whatever reason, it got called Canberra. And ever since, oh gosh, it's awful, but Australians don't like it. When it celebrated its 100th anniversary, it was a bit of a damp squib. Not many people went. It was meant to be a big thing. But it divides people, let's put it that way. So I thought what we could do today is a little bit of reading of people's thoughts on Canberra, okay, and why it should be celebrated, okay, and this is from the Australian news channel, okay. So first of all, let's see, Shiny, are you okay to read? You haven't read yet. A damp squib. If you imagine a squib, which is a kind of firecracker, and if it gets damp, it doesn't go off. Okay? It doesn't go bang. So a damp squib. Okay? Keep your fireworks dry. Keep your powder dry. Okay, Shiny, are you okay to read? I can hear my voice. Yeah, good. Okay. There you go.
Museums. To outsiders, it might seem like Canberra is apologizing by giving everyone free access to some really cool places. The National Portrait Gallery, the Australian War Memorial, the National Gallery, and the National Museum all have free admission, and these are world great attentions, beautifully put together and boasting some amazing pieces by names like Pollock and Monet. The National Gallery is a particularly great place to feel superior. You can waste away the hours staring at expensive canvases, saying things like, I could have done that, yeah, but you didn't. You didn't. And that's why you have to go to free museums.
Very good. Well done. One of the main things that Australians complain about when they come to Europe is that they have to pay to go into attractions, and that's because in Australia many museums and other places are like churches, and they don't really have castles as such because they're so relatively new. But the big public building, this free entrance. Okay. Yes. Anyhow, nicely read, Shiny. Couple of words for you. First one, access. Not access, access.
Access.
Very good. And then I just want to, you did well, you corrected yourself, portrait. Do you know what a portrait gallery is?
Drawing by yourself, drawing a person.
Yeah, drawings or paintings of people. The selfies of the 17th, 16th, 15th centuries were portraits. Okay. Everybody goes on about how young people, oh, they're so vain taking all these selfies. But, you know, the great and the good have been having selfies made of themselves for many, many, many centuries. Okay, the next one is, it's not like memory. Yeah, memory, but memorial. Memorial. Try it.
Memorial.
Perfect. Then I think you just misread this one. It was attractions, not attentions. Attractions.
Attractions.
That's it. When you have attractions in an area, it means places that people want to visit. It's a good attraction. Okay. And then Pollock. Careful how you say it. Make sure you get a good p, good p. Pollock.
Pollock.
Yeah, Pollock and Monet. Monet.
Monet.
Yeah,
Monet.
Monet, silent T, French painter, one of my favourite artists, Monet. Not to be confused with Manet. Yeah. And it's very true. People do go into museums and they go into things like, I could have painted that, I could have drawn that. Especially modern art, yeah? Science always does that. I love showing him stuff from people like Pollock. Okay, very good. So, tough guy, background to you. If you'd like to read this text.
Okay. Fun fact, Canberra is a planned city. This means that unlike the sprawls of Sydney and Melbourne that get so startled when a person moves there that they chop down a tree to build an apartment block, Canberra's nature was always part of the plan. You can't look anywhere without seeing a leaf. And if you like kangaroos, they are literally everywhere. You'll see the icon in backyards, bounding across the highways, using ATMs, making an awkward small talk at the bus stop while you pretend to be reading. There are also lakes and hikes coming out your ears. Lake Burley Griffin is particularly nice in the mornings. You used to be able to hire swan boats, bikes and paddle boats at the lake, though I was too busy indoors watching environmental documentaries to worry about experiencing nature. I know you can hire segways, but please don't. They are no cooler here.
Okay, well done. Now he says, I know you can hire segways, but please don't. They're no cooler here. Pollock is a very famous artist, American artist. Very famous, you've probably seen his art, splatter art. You can actually do your own online. You can create your own Pollock. Let's see if I can find, we did it once in a session, and let's see, I think it's, think, I think, hang on, it's not letting me see it. Should always have a link to the actual place, I think. Here you go. So if you would like to do your own pollock, then you can then say, I could do that. I'm hoping it will work, but it might be broken.
It's not easy.
Well, it is on this particular app. I used it before, but of course we've got HTTPS nowadays, and sometimes it doesn't work.
Those are abstracts.
Yeah.
Not easy.
Oh, no, exactly. Making a good one isn't. No, absolutely. Yeah, no, it's not working for me, but it'll depend on your settings as to whether you'll be able to see it. It sounds well green. Oh, yes. Okay, you can say it sounds well good, it sounds well green, using well as a sort of modifier, but usually we wouldn't. It's very informal English. So it sounds very green. It sounds well green, this Canberra. Sounds like you're from Yorkshire, lass. But that was, it's a modern city, but they tried to make, I mean, you can't make a city blend in with nature, but if you look up and down the street here, yeah, you will see loads of trees, a tree-lined boulevard, yeah. So they tried to incorporate nature. I like the idea of having kangaroos bouncing around. That's really cool. I'd love to find a kangaroo in my backyard, in my garden. Okay, April, are you okay to read?
Yes, of course.
Okay, get into it. Okay, there you go.
Floriade. Floriade is Canberra's annual Free Flowers Festival held in Commonwealth Park. Each year, it has a loose theme theme running through it, and the flowers are displayed according to that theme. Into its 28th year, it's truthfully just a flower festival, but tell that to the residents there and they will recommend you. What's that? Not even kidding. I tried to fit in once, so I dissed it to a bunch of tattooed skaters, and we almost came to blows. Don't hate on the tulips, man. Then we had a skate off for pink slips. Fast and furious style. Anyway, Canberra takes this flower thing very seriously. Now that I think about it, it does have a ritualistic, what's that? M. Night Shyamalan vibe to it. Is that a name? Interesting.
Yeah, carry on.
They also have, yeah, they also have a Floriade Night Festival that I've not been to, so maybe that's where they do their cult sacrifices.
Yeah, very good. Well done. Okay, nicely read. Not an easy text, and a nice example, if you like, of why sometimes culture and language go hand in hand. Okay. Anyhow, we'll just do the first one, which was you did theme beautifully, but when you got that theme, you let the T from that, the ending, infect the theme. So sometimes you've got to be quite careful about word endings and word beginnings. So try it. That theme.
That theme.
That's it. Because if you say that team, then you've got a problem. What team? Which team? What sport are we talking about? So sometimes these word endings and the word beginnings, don't let them infect each other. Enunciate that theme. Okay, To Wicker Man someone. Can anybody help April out? Has anybody seen The Wicker Man? Don't watch it, it's absolutely terrifying. But if you do watch it, watch the original, not the remake. Okay, The Wicker Man is a sort of myth that... have you heard of the Burning Man, April? The celebration in America, in the desert? It's kind of...
No.
Oh gosh, you've got lots to read up about after this session. The Burning Man. You can go to the virtual one in Second Life. It's fantastic. The artwork there is brilliant. Well, the Wicker Man is a pagan ritual, and they said that they would sacrifice animals in this wicker construction, set fire to it. I don't know when, midnight on Walpurgis, I don't know, but anyway, that's what they say they used to do. Romans used to write about this. I think it was part of their propaganda to say we needed to be civilized. Anyhow, there's also the rumour, never proven as far as I know, I'm not an anthropologist, but that they would make human sacrifice that way. Okay, and this film, The Wicker Man, is very famous in the UK, where a detective goes to a town, a small village in the middle of nowhere, and they make him very welcome, but by the end he is the Wicker Man, okay? So don't watch it if you're easily scared, because it is a scary film. Or spoiler alert, by the way, a bit late. So that's To Wicker Man someone, okay, to make them a human sacrifice, okay?
The Wicker Man is the one who burned the person.
Yes.
The burned
No, the Wicker Man is the person. The Wicker Man is the statue that the person who's burnt is put into. Okay. If you go to IMDb and do Wicker Man, you'll probably find out what happens in the end and who starred. Edward somebody or other starred in it, but it was a very, very scary film. I can remember being terrified of it. How true it is, I don't know. I honestly don't know whether there's any truth in it at all. But, there have been human sacrifices throughout history. I don't know if there's any proof that this happened in pagan times, or whether it was just Roman propaganda. Okay, and then M. Night Shyamalan, anybody?
Is it a Mr. maybe, Lynn? Mr. Night Shyamalan? No?
I don't know. He's known as M. Night Shyamalan. I don't know how that comes about. It's more like Monsieur. We wouldn't write Mr. like that, but he's known as M. Night Shyamalan. Okay. Any ideas? He's actually a very famous director, film director, and he was the director of The Village, Signs, Unbreakable. I think, what else did he do? Sixth Sense, yeah. I see dead people. Yeah. Sadly, since he did The Sixth Sense, he's kind of got caught into what normally happens. That's the kind of film he's allowed to make, and none of them have really hit that. So, yeah, very strange name. But that's why he's so well known, I guess, because he's not named Fred Brown. So when I see that, I know exactly what the writer is saying or trying to say. Spooky films, basically. Okay, let's quickly move on. Monique, your text, as we're running out of time.
Okay, food and wine capital. Canberra has been waving the food and wine capital of the world flag for a while now. I'm not sure who's enforcing these accolades, but I have to believe that places like Paris and Rome might have something to say about that. But hey, maybe they bought the domain name first. Regardless, Canberra does boast an impressive array of interesting places to stuff your face and wash it down with beer. This is largely due to the high levels of disposable income the place has. The average wage in Canberra is a lot more than the rest of the country. So everyone there just eats and drinks while waiting for it to start up again. The wine region is also excellent and vast. Foreigners have been known to remark, I can really taste the difference between the red and the white.
Very good. Well done, Monique. No corrections. Stuff your face. You know what it means to stuff your face?
Stuff.
I like stuffing my face. To eat.
You mean with a lot of makeup?
No,
Oh, no.
Yeah, to
it's
eat.
just to eat. Stuff your face. You put it in your mouth, you're stuffing your face.
Oh,
Stuff
okay.
the napkins. Yeah, that just, when you say stuff to that or stuff that, that means, it's more polite way of using the F word, really. But no, to stuff your face just means to eat a lot. Yeah, to eat copious amounts of food. Okay, we'll quickly move on, but you can ask me any questions on the forum. Rima?
Okay. Freak show milkshakes. It might seem suspicious that one cafe could get its very own section, but the Patty Says Cafe has earned it. This place produces Frankenstein-style milkshakes called freak shakes. Freak shakes. Yeah. They're served on plowman boards and come to the table overflowing with a variety of culinary-inducing goodies like fudge brownies, caramel bananas, and toasted homemade marshmallows. It only opened this year, but they alone warrant the trek to Canberra. Sidebar: the hospital system in Canberra is also good, which goes hand in hand when you drink your body weight in sugar and your blood congeals to the consistency of molasses. Patty says probably serve other good stuff too, but who the hell cares?
Very good. Well done. So, just two words. Fudge. Fudge.
Fudge.
Yeah, it's a sweet.
Fudge.
Okay, if you want to learn how to make, very easy to make, but coronary inducing, which means it will give you a heart attack eventually. Too much sugar, basically. It's basically sugar and butter. I mean, fudge is lovely, but my goodness, sugar, sweet fat. And then congeals. Congeals.
Congeals.
Yeah, so when blood congeals, it thickens. Okay, congealed blood is dried blood, thickened blood. Okay, very good, well done. And shiny, so you don't feel left out. Here's yours. Okay, Shiny, are you there? We'll have to move on quickly because I'm running out of time. I've run out of time, really. But okay, Shiny,
Sorry.
it's okay. It's okay. Don't forget to unmute.
Weird attractions like glass blowing. Want to see how Australians' rainbow money is made? Want to get up stupidly early and float over the city in a bowl of gas? Well, Canberra is the city for you. For some reason, the nation's capital has collected itself a nice little catalogue of weird and wonderful tourist attractions. Sorry, I thought it was. The Canberra glass works is surprisingly thorough. The Royal Mint runs tours and every year, and they have a hot air balloon festival that celebrates gases. They also have an impressive light festival called Enlightened that rivals Sydney's Vivid Festival and Melbourne's overly crowded White Night Festival. There's also a museum that is dedicated to sit down for this one. Democracy. Yep, nobody in Canberra really wanted it, but yet they have it. That's democracy for you. Sorry.
It's okay. Well done. I can hear you were struggling with your clicking through. I know sometimes it's difficult reading from the chat. Well done. Well, yeah, exactly. Maybe we've been unfair quoting people who said it's a city without a soul. Maybe there's more to Canberra than meets the eye. Okay, let's very quickly give Shiny her feedback. So we've got national but nation, Shiny. So the nation. Try it.
Nation.
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 That's it. Yeah, nation, national. Then the next one, I know the OUGH sound is horrible. This one is thorough. We say through, but thorough.
Thorough.
That's it.
Thorough.
Now the next one, it's a bit like April's one. Don't let the two word endings get mixed up, because what I heard when you said it was every ear, and it's not. It's every year. Every year. Try it.
Every year.
That's it. And then the last one, democracy. Not democracy.
Democracy.
That's it. We say democratic, or democratic, but democracy. Okay. Okay, so I'll just finish off the article. I'll put a link to it on the forum so that you can visit it as well. North versus South. A lot of cities have North versus South divides. Canberra is no exception. And in fact, I've never seen territorial patriotism as strong as I have in Canberra. Northerners seldom venture south and vice versa. It's about 15 minutes by car. I was a northerner and I started dating a southerner. It was like the Capulets and the Montagues for a while there. I tell you this not to scare you, but rather to inform you. It's a dangerous place sometimes, this Canberra, and if you say the wrong thing to the wrong person in the wrong neighbourhood, there's every chance you'll get a very, very stern talking to. Choose your allegiance and then stick to it, and don't even think about mentioning Queen Bayan. That's a dark place that Mufasa warned Simba about. Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed that text. As I say, I'll put the link in the... It was good fun. That's going to end our Australia tour, okay? I thought we started in the capital, we should end in the capital. Next week we will be looking at something else, which is slightly related to today's session in Webinar Jam. So I hope I'll see you there, 15-20 minutes, and we'll carry on with last week's video, okay? Got a bit of a surprise for you as well for this week's session. So I hope you can join us, but keep an eye on the forum. If you miss out anything, I'll share it there as well, okay? You're welcome. Thank you, Rima. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Lynn.
Thank you, April.
Thank you, Lynn. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Take care. Bye, Monique. Bye, Tough Guy.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Thanks you. Bye. Bye.